lot of significant improvements this year. There's a number of areas that we're really trying to take the game to another level, and the big thing is introducing sort of the emotion of the players into the game. So for the very first time we're tracking all 22 players, emotional state on the pitch, and also their attitudes to both their teammates and to the opposition, which is really allowing us to help tell the story of both sort of the highs and the lows of the game. So previously we never really had interactions between players, reactions to tackles, reactions to different situations. Players react very differently if they lose a goal late to lose the game. We didn't really show that visually within our game. So we really wanted to create this feeling where you're completely absorbed into the atmosphere and the feeling of the game itself. So we created this using our new presentation system. Allows us to completely tell the story as it's unfolding on the pitch. On top of that, we've also got the new visuals where we've got a new rendering system using physically based rendering, which dramatically changes the look of the game for the better. It's using the physical properties of the world to dramatically change the lighting and the feel and the visual quality within the game. We've also reworked the player model to help make the players feel more athletic. We've now got foot marks, you see slide marks on the pitch, this level of detail which has never been able to do with we can now do with the new consoles. In terms of the game itself, in terms of gameplay, we want you to feel the emotion of the game, but also the feeling of controlling the game. So we've done a lot of work in making the game feel a lot more responsive, making it feel more fluid, adding in sort of new agility movement, agile turns, so the players move around in a much more athletic way. With the step-based locomotion we did last year, the player movement looked great. Now with the agility on top, the fluidity and the responsiveness feels fantastic. We've done a lot of work around dribbling, looking at how players, a lot more personality, because we can now use the footedness of the player more. We also, in terms of feel, have completely reworked the ball physics. So, passes, the way the ball spins is now much more realistic. But what that's really done is help that fluidity, help that feeling, as you're moving forward with the ball. And then it's also around defending. Possession tackles mean the ball doesn't get as loose. It's more realistic. It means they're more likely to win possession of the ball with a tackle, which is what happens in the real world. And then finally, creating a level of intelligence with our AI. Previously, we could only make decisions, the players in our game only made decisions on a frame-by-frame basis. Again, with the power of the new consoles, we're now able to change that, so they now have objectives, so they're thinking further ahead. What's the situation within the game? Where are we as a team? Are we winning? Are we losing? Is it early? Is it late? What this creates is making the AI feel like it's more human. It makes it feel like they're thinking like human beings. They're not just thinking second to second. They're thinking, okay, we're down, we've got to change our tactics, we've got to change the way we play. And we're now giving them those abilities to go more direct, try and create more chances late in the game. And ultimately, as a player, it's making me feel like I'm playing a human being and not just the CPU. Obviously, we listen to the feedback we get from all of the players that play our game. We love the feedback. People are very passionate about playing FIFA, which is fantastic. And crosses and overpowered headers is something we have looked at, and we will be balancing to make sure that we feel that the balance is right there. The same thing with the lofted through balls. It's another piece of feedback that we got as well. So, it's listening to that feedback, making changes where necessary, and also maintaining the balance between the attacking and defending, and we'll definitely be looking at that. So again, it's something that we'll always look at. With the new ball physics, the way players are acting now, things will generally change anyway. And the game's about sort of 50% complete. We're really happy with how it's playing now. And if we feel that hitting the post is becoming too prevalent, it's something we'll look at balancing as we go through development. Yeah, I mean, obviously the lighting makes a big difference to how the players look. They look more authentic. We've got much more contrast in the way that the skin tones look and the textures, creating a level of detail that we just haven't had before. Really happy this year that we now have 10-men celebrations, so the whole team can now get involved. It's not something we haven't been able to do before. So we now have all 10 players that can now, in certain situations, for big goals, for big moments, the whole team can now celebrate together. So we think that's really cool. Well, we make the game every year, so we have we have a year to make it. There's a number of parts of the game that we do in advance. So the rendering, the new lighting system, isn't something that we've done in 1 year. That was being worked on last year as well. The player impact engine, as an example, the physics system was being worked on ahead of time. So a number of things will be worked on ahead of time, but fundamentally the majority of the team, we have a year to make it. Hi Anna and Vicky, I see you playing on FIFA 15.